What is a seemingly insignificant choice you made that ended up having a major impact on your life? Took a Percocet for a herniated disc. Liked how for the first time in my life I had no pain. Wish I had never realized what I was missing. Now I'm sober 10 plus years, but still what a waste of time. Took a random job at a vet clinic for some extra money while looking for jobs in my degree field. Found my absolute passion. A friend invited me to join her prom. Almost said no but decided to go. They had a raffle there and I won a scholarship and got my degree in business management. Checked out a new tea shop that had opened up a few blocks down. I ended up befriending the owner. And she told me about a coding boot camp. I was working as a stripper at the time. Changed my whole career and life trajectory. Decided to visit someone out of state that I had been in touch with online for 12 years. I had reached out to use his songs in a film I was producing. Expecting it to be a weekend friend thing. He wasn't my type. And I never left. That was almost 10 years ago. He passed away in April of 22 days after we became engaged, which comforts me all at once. We had an amazing 8 years together, including building a business that I love and I have somehow managed to run on my own. Was invited to a get-together but declined because I wanted to stay home to read a new book I got. Get-together was disrupted by the police after a noise complaint when it turned police discovered there was narcotics and unregistered firearms. Almost everyone got arrested and fined. Pretty boring, but at least I got to stay home and not have an arrest on my record. I opted to work the closing shift at Starbucks because I had nothing else to do. Met my wife. Moved across the country. Got divorced. Stayed in the area. And now my life is completely different. Stopped to get groceries for stew. Want to get a new spice or two to spice it up a bit. A gal was there looking at spices also. I asked what she'd suggest. We talked. I suggest someday she can come over and taste my concoction, but for now would she be interested in grabbing a bite to eat? 25 plus years later I'm still baking that stew for her as husband and wife. Was busy moving to Hawaii from the mainland. Thought I was done for the day and took off my shoes. Realized I had one more quick thing to add, so I need to go back to the car to grab a box. I started putting on my shoes, but decided nah, let me just throw on some flip-flops to go get it. On the way back the front of my flip-flop flopped over and I fell down the stairs and sprained my ankle badly, so I couldn't finish moving. However, I needed to be out of the apartment the next day and also already paid for my flight to Hawaii. Was so desperate I called up a friend who I haven't seen or talked to in many years and offered her a free trip to Hawaii if she helped me move. We're now married 15 years. Found a poster on the wall in front of my physics classroom about study abroad in Japan. Unlike most study abroad programs, it wasn't Tokyo-based. Tore off an info slip and looked it up when I got home. 7 years later, I'm living in the same rural prefecture and helping teach English to a gaggle of farm children and eating miso soup made from the vegetables my neighbors give me. What I'm learning from all of these comments is that life is mostly about luck upside down face. Got a haircut. I went to my hairstylist 10 years ago. This was only my second visit with her, but she noticed how much skinnier and fatigued I became since she last saw me. Less than 8 weeks prior. She tried to wash my hair, and it was falling out with the slightest touch. She urged my mother to take me to the urgent care down the road before they closed for the evening. Mom and I debated over it, and I said that we might as well be on the safe side. We went to urgent care, and after maybe 5 minutes in the room after giving a blood and urine sample, the doctor on call Ran into the room to get me going to the nearest hospital ASAP. That night, I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes and was probably days if not hours from slipping into a coma, or dying from how bad the ketoacidosis was. Decided to go to my chiropractor after injuring my back, ended up finding out I had cancer. Took a sideways move at work. It wasn't a promotion and the money wasn't that much better, but it was something different and I could work from home. It skyrocketed my career and now I earn the kind of money I never thought possible. Me and this lady I worked with were at a bar once and I got drunk and told her she had great boobs. Married almost 10 years now. Took a shortcut through the C-suite corridor at an old workplace of mine to get from one wing to another one day. It was very much discouraged because they directors and VPs didn't want a bunch of foot traffic past their fishbowl offices. It was lunchtime, so I figured most of them would be gone. Halfway down the hallway, our company president steps out of her office headed my way. I'm like 5 levels down from her on the org chart. She stops me and says, "Hey, I heard at the last staff meeting that you just graduated with your bachelor's." I said yes, and she said, "We have an opening for a program manager at our sister company down the street. I think you should apply." I did. The interview was basically a formality and I got the position. That was a little over 10 years ago. Now I run a team of almost 30 program managers and engineers across CONUS and make a very comfortable living being work from home full time. I sold weed to a dude in college that told me to do a computer science major when I didn't know what I wanted to do. Well, I make $160K as a software engineer now. Smoked weed with a friend. Got randomly drug tested at work 2 days later and panicked, applied to a bunch of places hoping to get hired before I got fired. Got an interview at a really prestigious place. Started whole new career and got me out of a life of working retail. Funny enough, I passed the drug test. Going to a nightclub drunk and high with my brother. If I hadn't been so loaded, I might not have been so outgoing and my future wife wouldn't have taken my hand to dance. Asked one of my coworkers if I could shadow his dad at work because I needed clinical hours and didn't know anyone in the new state where I was attending undergrad. His dad became my biggest mentor. Later offered me a job. Then wrote letters of recommendation for my medical school application. And I ultimately matched into the same specialty and will devote the rest of my life to a career and practice similar to his.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.